I'm trying to figure out like who I'm more bothered by.
Okay.
So
That's a
like,
concerning way to start, but I'm listening.
no, it's like I go through the listening to the open, and I always like how sometimes Shane doesn't really tell us, right? It kind of sets the tone for what it is that I hear.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, am I more bothered by, how can I say this? It's about everybody has responsibilities. Like, what can I do better? Like,
Hmm.
how can I achieve what you want the desired outcome to be, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm listening to this young man talk, and he's emotional, and so like in hearing him, I got a couple of decisions I can make.
Hmm.
I can rock with it and be like, yeah, this guy's pretty far from home. He's happy to be there. He's never seen anything like this before. Like
Hmm.
this is crazy.
There's a lot.
The fanfare,
Yeah.
the new country, being away from home. Here I am with a microphone in front of my
Hmm.
face. Right?
And people actually care what I have to say.
That's going to elicit a response.
Hmm.
You may either be like, oh, this is so hokey, or this is the most Nebraska thing ever, or whatever, right? You hear the coaches talk, and it's the second week in a row we've heard about punts, and so you got a way that you can feel. You can eye roll, you can be like, oh, I'm excited. Every You have choices.
Hmm.
The thing, the one that we forget about
Hmm.
is you don't always need to share it. Right? Like, I think it's just, it comes across as super hypocritical to want to outwardly express your opinion
Hmm.
on someone else's opinion being expressed outwardly. It, fundamentally, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah. I mean, it's situational for me.
Well, I listen.
Yeah. Like it's situational for me.
I'm just processing out loud.
Because,
So I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, man, see, this is why we can't have nice things.
yeah.
This is why we can't. For a second,
Were people giving Archie a hard time?
not near as much as the staff.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, like, I didn't see that. If
I mean,
people
that
were,
would that would be pretty.
I would,
That'd be pretty
I'd,
mean spirited.
I'd start throwing hands. Like
Yeah,
I'd have a problem.
that'd be pretty mean spirited.
Like anybody that's giving Archie a hard time, I'm gonna have a problem.
But it's like, oh my God, here we are hyping up something that hasn't. It's like, if you don't say anything, that's always an option.
Yeah.
But I think
We don't like that option either, though, because we've had that before and we don't like it.
no, that's my point.
Yeah, we don't like it. We don't like it. Don't try and be like, oh, just don't say anything. We don't like that. We've established we don't like that.
It's crazy how we want our cake and eat it. We want it both
Mhm.
ways, all the ways, depending on what kind of mood we're in. I'm like, we're just not gonna be able to win for losing.
Now listen,
But I get that's how, like, media and fan, like, this is how the game's gonna be played.
yeah,
But it doesn't mean that I'm cool with it, right?
and I totally understand that. I
I
also
don't know. Do you? Because I get fired up about it.
no, I do understand what you're saying. I also personally don't want to be hypocritical because I'm a person that frequently expresses my opinions about other people's opinions.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I was very critical, not just while he was here, but obviously when he's been gone, of Coach Frost or of Trev Alberts. And so, like, I want to be transparent about, I am part of that noise sometimes,
Yeah,
and I recognize that.
hear my heart.
Yeah.
I'm not assessing rights and wrongs.
Yeah.
I'm talking about choices that we have real time to not, like, sometimes when you're expressing your opinion, you're just expressing your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You're not trying to get me to feel that way.
Fair.
Nor does it dictate your behavior.
True. That's true.
That's the
difference.
That's the difference.
Okay. I can ride with that.
Right? So it's like, okay, for instance, we're upset, or we're bothered by the fact we're talking about, quote unquote, just a punter. Yet for 7 years, longer, but there's been a couple good punters in between. We're like, man, if we could only.
Yeah.
If we just.
Yep.
So now you think you have a chance, like you may, and it's, well, you better prove it. That's like, man, can't we?
You know what you tell me all the time, DB?
Can't we just?
You know what you tell me all
Can we
the time?
just have nice things?
You know what you tell me all the time?
What's that?
People can make you dumber.
but like, why are we so quick to like critique and judge that, but we can't just take self inventory on our responses?
What did you
Like,
say?
what's wrong with it? Is that too hokey? Like, is that asking too much? Or is that, or am I no fun because that makes too much
I
sense?
don't think it's asking too much. I do think it's asking more than most people are willing to give.
Well,
But there's a difference between that.
we've seen it before.
Mhm.
It's an easy self assessment. Hey, have I ever found myself lamenting? Sometimes I think we need to Google that word, like the crying out in a profession. Like
Mhm.
there's a book in the Bible,
Yep.
Lamentations. Like Google what I mean. Google what that word means when I say when we're lamenting
Yeah.
about, because that's not, lamenting and venting are different.
Yes.
They're completely different things. We kind of sometimes use them interchangeably, but they're not the same thing. At least in the essence of what lamenting means. So it's like, if you want to have nice things, but you want Nebraska to stay in the moment and talking about it, then you stay in the moment in terms of receiving it.
That's fair.
If you don't, if you don't want them to overhype it, then don't, then keep your own emotions in check about the overhyping.
Mhm.
But what we do is, the cynics in us are like, oh, we're going to poke fun at the excitement as though operating in one extreme
Mhm.
is somehow better or different
Than operating in the
than
other.
the operating in the other.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just
No, it's weird.
it's
It is.
just weird to me.
It is.
And we'll do it and not even be realizing we're doing it, and it's like, well, how is that any different than what they're doing?
It's the thing that drives me
But
crazy.
is that
Right.
like, is this Denny Downer? Is this wet blanket day? Am I being
No, because
just super douchey?
I get what you mean because it's one of the things that across all areas of life, not just sports and fandom, that drives me crazy. It's logical consistency. That's all I want. If you can be
Like, why
log
can't we just receive the information?
if you can be logically consistent in the way you respond to things, I don't really care what your response is because then I'm able to adjust to what your logic in that situation is. If you're unpredictable, I don't like chaotic
Hmm.
people, right? I feel like I have a pretty good idea. I've known you long enough, I've known you well enough. If a certain stimulus is presented to you, DB, I have a decent idea how you're going to respond to that most days, right? Feel like vice versa is the same way. You're like,
Yeah.
I know Ravi really well. If something is put in front of his plate, I have a general idea how he's going to react most of the time. It's logical consistency. That's all I really ask from people. With fandom,
It's very situational.
it's super situational, right? Because if it's not good enough, then it's the biggest deal in the world. If it is good enough, then it's like, well, it's only punting, right? So which is it? Is it the biggest deal in the world that we can't punt, or is it just putting because now we can?
And it's
Right? Is it
like,
just holding? Like is we Coach Rhule talked about how great of holders we have now and the long snapping or whatever. And it's like, okay, but if Ekeler says yesterday, we still got some ways to go on the long snapping, the sky is falling. But if he had praised them the way we have Archie Wilson, then it's like, well, it's just the long snapper, guys, relax.
and here's the other thing. Like, I think it makes grabbing the podium and being a daily speaker sometimes with what comes with it. You can only really present the information as you see it as the orator,
Mm-hmm.
right? The giver of the information. At some point, you have to wash your hands of how it's received, because it's just,
Not up to you.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's just it's not. So, I mean, I understand that too, but it's like, we we come across as though we haven't seen other people that we kind of envy or would like to be like
Mm-hmm.
find themselves in similar situations that we've been beaten by, i.e., good
Iowa.
punters, good kicker. See, Iowa is such low hanging fruit. I almost don't want to use them,
It's true though.
but it's 100% true.
Like all the things we're talking about are the things that Iowa has used to beat Nebraska more often than not over the last 10
it's
years.
doomed
Yeah,
Nebraska.
over and over again.
I'm talking, we struggled to snap a ball.
Mm-hmm.
We've struggled sometimes to kick a ball. We've struggled to directionally kick a ball. we've struggled to field balls, and we've seen it result in taking L's.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a certain way that special teams should be talked about over the last 15 years that would be cool with us as a fan base? Because you're always going to get the just win games.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get the, oh, that'd be nice. You're going to get the, can we at least just wait and see? If I'm giving the information, should I consider all of those options? Or should I just present the information?
You can. I don't think you have to.
It's a rhetorical question. Like, do with it what you will.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I mean, that's really what we're talking about. Like, I just, I don't know, man. Sometimes I just get frustrated that we just simply we complain about people not having nice things, but we also can't receive nice things either.
It's like people that can't take a compliment.
We
You've met
can't
those
we
people.
don't know how to receive nice things either.
Yeah.
So it's like not like you not have it and know what to do with it. We don't know how to receive it either.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're gonna spend the next 2 days either making light of, eye rolling, or anticipation of just people disseminating information. And at no point
Mm-hmm.
will we hold ourselves accountable for what we say or how we feel about it. We'll just do with the information about what somebody else told us what we will. As if we're somehow different. I'm not gonna grade me
Yeah.
and my response and what I say in my sphere of influence the same as I am the information I just heard.
Yeah.
I, this I don't know, man. That plane lands a little Sullivan-y to me. You know what I mean?
Just on the Hudson.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I'm open. I'm open to hear thoughts on it, but that's how I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think I find it frustrating, and it hasn't been with the special teams thing as much, although I definitely understand.
I do hope they're good. They have been atrocious.
Yeah.
So why can't they breathe life into it?
Right.
Do I want them to? Hey, I want to be encouraged, but you can only say this much. Like, do I really want to be that guy?
Yeah. I don't want to police how encouraged they
I
can
don't
be.
I don't feel good about that.
I don't either. I mean, I kind of think
I prefer to control how I take in the
yeah.
information.
I kind of take it to the team in general, right? Because we've seen this with either other position groups or the team in general. And Coach Rhule says like, "Hey, this is a good team," or Coach Snow yesterday says, "Hey, there's plenty of talent here," or whatever it is, and then people go, "Well, if there's plenty of talent, why haven't they won more?" Or if this is like, prove it to me that it's a good team, whatever. Like this is a guy that was hired at Nebraska because he has a history of turning bad teams into good teams. So theoretically, we have trusted the fact that he knows what it looks like, right? Knows what it looks like when it goes from bad to good and when he gets to a good team. So when he says, hey, this is a good team, I think that there's a certain level of track record and credibility that he's got that he can say, hey, this is a good team without before the fact that it gets to 8, 9, 10, whatever win number justifies that statement in your mind. I think where the problem comes in is we think about things a little bit too linearly sometimes. Because last year he said he liked the team too, right? He said, "Hey, this is a good team. I like our team." That doesn't take into account that things can go wrong between, "Hey, this is a good team," and "Hey, this is how many wins we got." Right? How many more wins do they got? Like let's take special teams as we're talking about. How many more wins do they have last year if special teams just isn't a train wreck?
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
So if they're an 8-win team last year, because it's at least 2, right? If it's an 8-win team last year instead of a 6-win team last year, do we have a problem that he says it's a good team last year? No, probably not.
No, you don't probably.
Right? And then do we have a problem that he's saying it's a good team this year because we saw that he was right last year? No, probably not. Right? So we have a hard time taking in like nuance and context into things. Like, yeah, for the most part, I think last year was a good team. I think that was probably an 8-win team. Now, there were circumstances that occurred that made them a 6-win team. I get that. And you can't go against the circumstances. You are what your record says you are. But that doesn't mean the team was any less capable. It means they didn't execute when they had to. Right?
Yeah.
So we sit here and we go, oh, well, I can't trust that he said it's a good team because last year was a good team and they won 6 wins. It's like, well, no, last year was a good team and they happened to win 6 games despite the fact they were capable of more.
Yeah. You know what I think it is?
What's
Listen, I think I'd rather put the onus on how I receive information on me
Sure.
and not try to project that on everybody else unless I'm asked. Hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you mean? What do you think you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I don't really want to get in the habit of critiquing or telling you about my opinion of your information
Yeah.
unless you ask me.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like unless there's concrete answers. Just today, hey, listen, when we're in this front and I'm a C gap guy, how do you want me to line up?
Hmm.
What'd you hear this morning? What would we talk about in an individual? That player's going to give me a response.
Hmm.
See, at that point, as kind of the overseer and the presenter of the information, I got to be like, okay, this is how I wanted you to receive it.
Hmm.
That's different.
Yeah, it's concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a concrete.
There's
There's a right and wrong
there's
answer.
a right or
Yeah.
wrong answer.
And then you have to look at yourself and say, okay, if I know I said this and he didn't receive it that way, maybe I have to look at how I presented the information.
I always that's just and maybe what I'm saying this morning is more how I utilize my own filter.
Yeah.
Right? I just think it keeps you safer emotionally in terms of being able to stay in the proper driving lane.
Hmm.
If I put the onus of my response on me,
Yeah.
I don't make it somebody else's fault. Because all the time you hear, well, the media said or the coaches said, and sometimes I always want to say, at what point do you analyze how you process the information?
Yeah. No,
I
I
mean,
get that.
right? It
Yeah.
it can't always be somebody else's fault.
No, it can't. I do think at some point, if you're, and I don't think Nebraska's coaches are in this realm at all, right? I think they give information in a way that is as useful as possible to us without telling us more than they want us to know or more than they want the general public to know. It's not a fan problem. It's, I think, more it's a, hey, we don't want a certain type of information out there for everybody else to consume. And I understand that. I feel like they're generally pretty honest with us. I feel like they generally are pretty forthcoming as much as they can be. Now, here's part of the problem is what's true today isn't always true tomorrow, right?
Or as I like to say, just because it has been doesn't mean it always will be.
Like he can say, hey, yeah, this guy is having a really good camp. And that guy could be having a really good camp up to that point. And then that guy could either maybe gets banged up a little bit, maybe is having trouble at home, maybe he is having trouble with classes or something. Like we forget that these are whole ass people here, right? That have rest of their lives that impact who they are on a football field and things like that. So maybe his girlfriend broke up with him. I don't know. Maybe his dog's sick. Like there's a lot of things that can happen where a guy that's having a good camp all of a sudden isn't having a good camp anymore. That doesn't mean it wasn't true when the coach said it.
Oh, I thought you told me,
Yeah. It's
but
like,
you said,
well, he was.
yeah.
It's like, I mean, I think I think
I can work with that.
there's been a lot of good examples of that over the course of the last 3 years, right? You can say, and I know the one that comes back to bite Coach Rhule all the time, at least with people that want to be snarky for no reason, is, oh, well, he said Jeff Sims was an NFL talent, whatever. And it's like, listen, I run into the same thing with people all the time with the Trevor Lawrence thing. Trevor Lawrence not being good doesn't mean he isn't talented, right? Jamarcus Russell not being good doesn't mean he wasn't talented, right? Like Jeff Sims is a talented guy. There's a reason Arizona State took him. There's a reason Georgia Tech took him. There's a reason Nebraska took him, right? Him not being good is a different conversation than him not being talented.
The interesting thing too about that is there's I think all of us, and I almost never use extremes, but I think all of us know somebody that is talented in something, and the output
The production's not there.
doesn't match what we think about them.
100%.
I think we all know people like
I
that.
am one of those
That
people.
would be a weird hill to die on, though.
The Jeff Sims thing?
Yeah.
Oh, people bring it up all the time.
Huh.
Like any time I try and be like, hey, he's told us the truth. He's like this. They're like, well, he said Jeff Sims was an NFL guy.
Yeah, you realize Kwame Brown was super talented.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. He was not in a either correct state for himself or the wrong situation for him or whatever.
Ryan Leaf was
Incredibly
super talented.
Probably more talented than Peyton Manning.
You know what I mean?
Like physically,
I get it.
Ryan Leaf probably greater than Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate. Now, There's a whole lot else to do with football, whether you're successful or not, outside of the physical talent. But that doesn't mean it wasn't true, right? So that's the part that I also think we have a hard time separating is truth about what a person is versus their output and their results. And then what's true today may not be true tomorrow, may not be what was true yesterday. So, like that amount of nuance sometimes I think bites the coaches in the public perception because they see something every day and we hear from them once or twice a week. And we see it 3 or 4 times throughout the course of a fall.
Yeah, if you ask me how I think we're going to – DB, how you think West Side's going to be? I said I think we're going to be pretty good. And we go out and we get curb stomped by North. When you asked me, I still thought we were going to be pretty good.
Yeah, and you probably still think you're going to be pretty good after that.
You know what I mean? I guess that's kind of how I look at it.
Is there anything that could happen to West Side against Omaha North that would make you think, oh, I was wrong? Or would you just think these are the things we need to fix to get to the point I thought we can get to?
Oh, it depends on how bad they beat us.
Okay.
I reserve judgment. I mean, we could beat 42-0. I'm not sure we're going to be pretty good.
maybe Omaha North's pretty good. We don't know. Maybe Omaha North's pretty good.
I may have to reconsider that. But I get the point, man.
It's one of those things where you're right. The processor of the information does have to take some accountability. That being said, I do think the provider of the information does have to take some accountability as well.
Yeah. Hey, Shane, can you put T-Mac in blue so I can read it? So he says, Robbie, your last statement about outside factors is why win projections are always tough for me to listen to. But in that vein, T-Mac, I still think when people do that and they go through schedules, I used to be this dude, and I got on my own nerves, right? I was like, I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't like to talk about the schedules. Just play one game at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's fine.
We understand that.
It's a coach mentality, player mentality.
We understand that. But I'll humor you.
Yeah.
I'll go through it, even though I know in my head, hey, momentum matters, psychological approach matters, injuries are going to happen.
Yeah. On both sides, you don't know who's going to be healthy either way.
But I'll play.
Yeah.
So I think even with win projections, you're just starting with a baseline of opinions.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to elicit a strong stance on, man, I'm just going to roll my eyes at it. Right? Because I'm telling you, I was that dude, right?
I know.
And then I started to hear how it sounded. People would say, hey, I know you don't want to talk schedules, or I know you don't. And I'm like, man, do I really come across like that? Yep. I'm like, shoot, but that's a lot of fun for me to talk to. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Like sometimes you kind of I have to evaluate my response.
Sure. And I think you can
as how, you know what I mean, in terms of how I'm receiving it.
And I think you can create the context too of like, hey, like we all understand momentum's a thing, injuries are a thing, like the way the season plays out is a thing, but we can still talk about the schedule, understanding.
Can I tell you that I think Makai Nelson is the best natural runner without you telling me that I think he's Doug DeBose?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I can also tell you that when I go to open practice, I go, Makai Nelson's the best runner of the running backs. That's not telling you that Emmett Johnson sucks.
Oh, by the way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and I know I have yet to really like talk to him, so I'm not doing this to like validate you. Mm-hmm. But did you hear the random reference of a guy that was brought up that you asked me about?
Oh, Dylan Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's ever, you talk about an OT, as the kids would say. Hey, OT. How you get a Dylan Rogers reference?
I don't know. I was pretty happy about it, though.
And I'm childish, so you know what I did? Oh, God, here we go.
You're like, Robbie's not going to let me hear the end of it.
Can't wait to hear this, because what he's going to say is, man, I asked you about that guy, and you didn't even want to respond to me. It's like, because I missed the question. But that was a great find during that open workout.
Yeah, that was a guy that, and I understand, again, context.
Now, I'm not saying he's going to be Pepper Johnson or Teddy Bruschi, but.
And I understand, like, I saw one practice, right?
So you know what's funny along these lines? is we want to ask about individual players, and then when coaches, that's why they're the reason because we can't handle the information is really why they most don't enjoy talking
Yeah.
about it. And trust me, it's not because they don't trust their own eval.
No, it's because they don't want to single a guy out and have us not be able to handle the information.
Yeah, it's not like well,
That's why they ask about
if I say this, and I'm he doesn't do this, then man, they're gonna look at me. That's not why they don't say it.
That's why people ask about one guy and they'll mention four, or they'll ask about one guy and they'll mention an entire position group, or they'll ask about one guy and then they'll divert the answer totally somewhere else, right? It's and I understand that. I do. I also understand that like it's a lot of times when they do mention a player by name, it's for their sake, not for ours.
A lot of times,
Right?
I kind of thought that was a lot of the Archie thing.
It was like
last week,
pumping him up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, because there's so much he doesn't know.
Sure, yeah.
And it's his team, like they love that dude.
So this might be a very dumb question, but I think of like Darren Erstad, right? Who walks in as great baseball player, walks in as
You talking about when he came to us?
Yeah, walks in as a senior, is like, hey, I'm going to be punter for a national champion. Don't worry about it, right? And it probably wasn't as simple as that, but people make it sound a lot like that sometimes.
Yeah.
And so I sit here and I wonder, I'm sure coming from, small town Nebraska or small town South Dakota, like he's got a South Dakota, North Dakota.
I think he's South.
That's what I thought. So I'm sure he's got a better familiarity with the game of football than Archie Wilson does. But there is a part of me that wonders, and this is probably very dumb. Like, yes, I want my punter to understand what's going on with the game of football. I also feel like 90% of the time he can do his job without a great understanding about what's happening around him.
Mm-hmm.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like most of the time, unless something goes wrong or they want him to do something extra, like a fake or something else, right? Archie Wilson could probably do his job really well 90% of the time and not really know what's going on in the game, right? They're like, hey, I need you to kick it there. Don't let that guy catch it. Put it out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Got it, coach. Like, doesn't need a whole lot more than that.
I'm just pulling up, because you wanted to use Iowa. I'm just pulling up Tory Taylor's.
Tim says Hurrdat's North Dakota. My bad.
Is he North?
I don't know if Tim's right or not, but that's what he's saying.
Is he North Dakota?
He's one of the Dakotas. He's a good old Midwestern boy. I'll look it up while you're looking up Tory Taylor.
Okay, so we thought Tory Taylor was pretty good, right?
Yes, understatement. North Dakota.
Drafted, right?
Yeah, really, really good. Maybe like the best college punter I've ever seen in my life.
Tory Taylor, according to this, had kicks blocked his first year. Do you think Iowa still thought he was going to be pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I just say that to say, which is weird. Wow, a couple kicks blocked. Which is weird because it doesn't mean that my guy, wow, I can see his face. Coach Woods, doesn't mean LeVar was wrong about him.
Sometimes it takes a minute.
Just took him a second.
Yeah.
So I think I'm shocked at that. I was going out on a limb too. I'm glad he did struggle a little.
Glad he helped you out.
But when people talked about, and maybe it's because he had to prove, we waited till he proved it, like as a fan base, and so that's what we're upset about. But Taylor was a weapon, and I'm not saying. Listen, again, now I have to couch it because I'm worried about how it's going to be received. I'm not saying Arch is going to be Taylor. What I'm saying is the fluidity, the fluidness of the eval in the moment can't be disrupted by hiccups, right? Because I think coaches most times have done this enough to trust their own evaluations, but you still have to let it play out, which is why I think Eck came back and got it with the not everything's going to be a 55, 60-yard kick.
He's like, he's going to have some struggles this year.
And, so, and the second part, when he tagged it, I thought that was certainly for Arch, right? Because he's in the room waiting, right? So I think I took it as, and again, this could be the good piece of cheese. I'm willing to entertain it. But if I'm sitting in the same room as somebody that I know is going through an acclimation period, and is very emotional.
Mhm.
Maybe even like, I don't know, do you guys really want me? Like, who knows what Arch is
Sure.
thinking before he takes the podium,
Yeah.
right? Because that's a lot for a first year guy. Most times they don't even put those guys up until you play.
Yeah.
So I was shocked, right? But I think part of it is intentional. You have to be intentional with the results you want.
Mhm.
If you want to be able to kick in front of 90,000, you better be able to speak to a million,
Yeah.
right? If you want to kick in front of 90,000, at some point you're going to have to be able to talk to a million.
Mhm.
Now, if he's not good at it, that's something else. Then we start getting into my Taylor Martinez
Yeah.
thoughts.
Like,
I'm
yeah,
like,
don't put him out there.
yeah, shut him down.
But he seems like a pretty charismatic guy.
Arch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he seems like a guy that in general
Yeah.
is comfortable, like holding court. Kind of.
So when he's talking, I think he was doing two things. He's allowing the opportunity to be said out loud. Hey, it might not get off the kind of start you want, but hey, I'm encouraging you with these words. By the end of the year, you're gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
Could be a weapon. And then it's like, wow, he said weapon. It's like, maybe that wasn't for us. Maybe listen. Maybe it wasn't for us.
Even if it was, though, like,
I don't know.
I also think we need
just
to
the strong opinions that are listed. I'm like, man, how long? We'd be the type of people that hold him against him the minute he shanked one. He'd be like,
right.
oh, they told.
Oh,
like,
there's the weapon.
And I'm like, oh man, you guys like.
Here's the thing, right? A knife is a weapon. A nuke is also a weapon. They are not the same degree of weapon, right? Like, context also still matters here.
Wow.
Right? Like,
don't matter to me.
What up, Shador?
You know, like, listen, you're a big Gladiator fan, right?
100%.
What's that little thing that Commodus shanks Maximus with at the end, right? That's not a big weapon. That's just a little guy, right? That did a lot of damage, though.
He said, "You would fight me." Oh, you think I'm afraid?
I think you've been afraid your whole life.
Yeah.
But like, that's just a little weapon, right? He goes out there with a sword, can't do anything with it. What kills Maximus is the little weapon, right? Like,
could be relative to how piss poor we've been up until this point. Like,
also
when you're see, this is the part that was. This is really the catalyst. Like, if you want me to really keep it a buck, there were times we would trot out there for special teams, and as a fan base and me up in the booth, please let this snap get there.
Yeah, I'm just catch it.
But like, I would
100%. No, I'm.
So I know how I felt.
Yeah,
I know how it made me feel.
Every time they went back there, they're like, "Oh my God, please just get the kick off."
We forget how we felt like that.
I don't forget.
So I just took it like that's what really was bugging me. I was like, guys, just imagine if it's okay.
This is
like, do you have to recalibrate your snark by the varying degree of the compliment? Like, I just want to be okay.
I mean, I remember last year.
I want to snap this thing, get it off, kick it to where it's supposed to be kicked. I want to get it fielded. I just want to do the bare minimum.
I remember last year when I'm sitting watching games and I go, okay, they're probably in field goal range, but are they going to try one? Because do they trust it to actually be able to get the ball down?
Yeah.
Not whether or not they can make the kick.
Well, I got the answer to my question. I asked a couple of our national guys, and I asked the guys, some of our beat guys, have you allowed yourself to think or even imagine if special teams is good?
Nah.
The question, the answer to that question, based on these responses of how we've taken this and run,
they have not.
We have not. We haven't. So
I agree.
At least I know.
The thing that I've allowed myself to do is, what if they're just not atrocious? That's where I've gotten myself to.
Hey,
that's
hey, hey, Ravi, how was your day?
Not atrocious.
Pretty good. I'm still alive. Well, that's weird. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's
DB, how was your day? I didn't die.
That's the verse response, right? Still
Yeah,
on this side of the dirt, right? I mean,
yeah, he does say that
like
sometimes.
almost every time. He's like,
woke up on the right side of the dirt.
Yeah. He's like, well, I'm above the ground still.